what was described to me as a chain of command was someone like honestly right off the bat you don't want to talk to because the only time you talk to your chain of command is when they're trying to talk to you to get you in trouble.
Yeah,
If you have any issues, you need to resolve it at the lowest level, and then if it doesn't resolve, you should either forget about it or make rank and make it better.
yeah.
And I've seen this type of advice. It's not actually publicized. It's just one of those things like where you're gonna talk in the shop, like, "Oh man, I'm having some trouble. I probably should go to my chain of command to see if I can get some help." I'm not saying all chain of commands are like this, but in my experience and in becoming in that leadership position, I mean, like, have you talked to your chief? Have you talked to your LPO or like your well, whatever the titles are in the other militaries? Have you talked to your leadership? And they're like, no, because they don't care. I've heard that so many times. It's intoxicating and it's fucked up.
Hmm.
And I feel like I have the liberty of talking about this now because I have the liberty of being away from the military. Like I'm no longer a property of the United States Navy. So, yeah, what is your experience on chain of commands and the care for their soldiers and what they should care for and what they do not do?
So whenever I first got to the ship, it was very clear that the only time you're ever going to see your chief, senior chief, or divisional officer, whatever it may be for the other branches, the only time you're ever going to talk to them is if you're in trouble or someone died. Those were the top things. You never really go to them if you're having any issues, solved at the lowest level. And that was pretty much instilled in me whenever I was first on the ship. Like, I had no one to go to. And even the people that I was supposed to go to, they didn't really answer to anyone because they knew you're not going to go above us. That was my first experience whenever I came in. Being new, I really didn't know what I was supposed to do. I didn't know who to talk to. There was never any type of, oh, if you need anything, come to me. It was, you're just kind of on your own. Now, that kind of changed whenever I went to the new work center that me and you both worked in,
Right,
where
it
we
was
did
nice.
at first have a chain of command that did kind of like take care of their sailors. Like, they were still kind of like, strict, but at the same time, they took care of stuff. And that's something I could really appreciate. But the problem with the division we worked for is chain of command came and went like all the time. We went through so many chiefs, so many division officers, so you always had a taste of different types of leadership. We've had good and we've had terrible. And I
Yeah.
think we both know when we talk about terrible who an image that comes in our head of
Oh yeah.
terrible. So
What is
yeah,
that
like
cat that smiles so much?
yeah,
That shit? Yeah, yeah,
Cheshire
yeah.
Cat, the
Yeah.
Cheshire Cat from fucking Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, so we're just gonna refer to that person as Cheshire.
Yeah.